Kilo and Shelly, welcome back to Culture Shock with Sholls. Thank you for joining me again. I have to apologize quickly. This video should have been released on Sunday, this past Sunday, but I had some things going on. So here we are today, so apologies for that. Well, today we have a topic. Oh man, this topic is far reaching. This topic is deep. So I don't know how many parts it's going to have, but let's dig into it. The title today is Black People and Religion. Black people and religion. You know, we just had our Black History Month in February, just ended, and I believe this is one thing I'm doing for our people. So here in the United States, we celebrated that month. Well, Black People Month is every month of the year, and every year is for Black people. So, but that one is official. Anyway, thank you for joining. Please go ahead and share and like this page, and if you want to contact me, go to cultureshockwithsholls@gmail.com. As I go on this topic, I'll be talking about one of the things I will talk about is AfricanAncestry.com. AfricanAncestry.com. For those of you, my African American brothers and sisters, you want to know your origin in Africa, that is a website you need to check. You will see it on the screen. It's AfricanAncestry.com. With that website, you get your DNA traced back to a tribe in Africa. Not just, oh, you're from Africa. No, it's going to go to a specific tribe in Africa. So I'll talk about that as I continue. All right. Black people and religion. Oof. Man, especially for my brothers and sisters in Africa. Man, religion has so much, we are so spiritual, let me put it like that. Even Black people here in the United States, we're very, very spiritual. And religion plays a big part in our day-to-day living, especially people back home. So our people here got their origins in religion from back home, you know, slave trade. Even when people were going through the slave experience, they sing what they call the spirituals. So they sing songs, spiritual songs, and you know, so religion is part of Black people. But what we see happening in Africa, man, is something else. Religion has turned into something else whereby it's like a full-time occupation. It's like a full-time job for my brothers and sisters in Africa. So in preparing for this topic, you know, I made some assertions, or I made some statements, and I wrote them on Facebook. And I think that will form the core of the points that I'll be sharing today. So I just kind of like took them from Facebook, took these points from Facebook, I put it on my notes here, and that's what I will be talking about today. So, number one, what I like to say is this: religion is one of the most important escape from reality for Black people. I'm going to repeat myself. Religion is one of the most important escape from reality for Black people. You know, our people have been so impoverished, let me say that, from slave trade to colonialism to the experience we're having here in America, or Black people here, including myself, every one of us, you know, what we're experiencing here in America. We've been so disadvantaged, you know, and even our people from back home, those, you know, I'm a mix of the two. I'm from back home and I'm also from here, so I have both experiences. That's what I bring to the table on this show. So our people back home went through colonialism, and now, you know, colonialism is still going on in Africa, because the main thing about colonialism is to exploit the wealth of a people. You want to tell me the wealth of Africa is not still being exploited till this second I'm talking? So it's still going on. So because our people go through all these things, I think religion was part of African people from the beginning. Africa is the birthplace of civilization, and also the birthplace of mankind. So religion has been part of it, but from the slave trade time and the colonial time, religion now became an escape. Escape, what do I mean by escape? Somebody that is facing a lot of problems in America today and other parts of the Western world. A lot of people that don't really have that foundation in God or something like that. They want to escape the vicissitudes of life. They want to escape the troubles of life. They want to escape the challenges of life, and they can't bear it. They can't stand. They can't, face it. It's weighing down on them. They're going through hell and high water. A lot of people turn to alcohol and drugs. They turn to alcohol and drugs to help them escape the realities they're going through. Somebody lost their job. Somebody got in a car accident. Somebody a divorce, or all kind of misfortune that happen to people, which as a result of life. When you live life, you go through ups and downs. So people who use drugs, alcohol for their escape. For our African people, especially from back home, you know what our escape is? Religion. Somebody said, I don't remember who it was there, maybe Karl Marx or someone, they say religion is the opium of the people. That's never far from the truth, especially in Africa. Religion is the opium of the people. So I stated and I said, religion is one of the most important escape from reality. Our people become, religion to most of our people back home is like a drug. Listen now, religion to our people from back home is like a drug. Then the pastors in Africa are the dope dealers. They are the drug dealers. So what people do is they go every Sunday or every Wednesday. Some people even go 7 days to church in Africa to get their fix. Just like junkies, just like people that are dependent on drugs, they go to their drug dealer every now and then to get a hit. Our people go to the church to meet these drug dealers. That is the pastors. They are more or less like drug dealers. Since religion is the drug, then you have to have someone that sells the drug. That is a drug dealer. So most pastors, 99% of pastors in Africa, they are like the drug dealers. But 1%, God always reserves 1% for himself. There's always the true one, the true pastors, the true religious leaders. But 99% from my own experience are, they're the dope dealers. They deal in religion. So, another thing I'm going to state here right quick, I just chip this one in. It's not one of my points, but this is what I'm going to say right quick. You can be a follower of Jesus Christ, or call yourself a Christian. You can be a follower of Jesus Christ and be religious. Okay, having said that, I'm going to say these two things. There's a difference between religion on one hand and relationship on the other hand. African brothers and sisters, listen to me carefully. I need you to have an open mind on what I'm talking about today. Most of you don't know my background, but there are some people that know my background. I was ordained a minister in the year 2000. So this is 2020. So the year 2000 to 2020 is actually 20 years. Wow. I was ordained as a minister in 2020. And I became a follower of Jesus Christ in 1995. So I've seen it. I've seen it, not all, but I've been there and done that, as we say in America. I've been there and done that. I've been in church. I know what happens in church. I'll tell you more about it. So some of you may ask, may wonder, why am I talking about this topic? How much do I know about religion? I'm going to tell you because based on my experience. I've been in the traditional church. We weren't religious growing up, but from the age of about 23, I joined the church. Then I became a follower of Jesus Christ from that time till now. Then I joined the church. I joined the church, then became a follower of Jesus Christ. So now I've seen almost everything in church. I've been there, I've done that. I've seen all kind of stuff. Been there, done that. I mean, I've been in church and worked in different capacities in the church. So I'll say more about that. But let me quickly go to the statements I made on Facebook. They could be alarming to you, but listen, I'm going to explain the statements. All right, number one. When you replace your stand before God with images, your conscience begins to die. That is kind of deep, but this is what I mean. When you place your stand with before God with images, your conscience begins to die. So here's the thing. This is God on one hand, and you are supposed to stand before God. You know, God is your maker. Whatever religion, whatever stuff you're talking about when it comes to being spiritual, it's got to be between you and God. So you standing before God, that is relationship. You standing before God, there's no medium. There's no human being that's standing before you. There's no images standing before you and God. It is just you and God, one-on-one. But the moment you start to put an image, a person, a pastor, or whoever it is, when that person starts to stand between you and God, religion sets in. And religion, guess what religion does? It kills the conscience. Religion kills the conscience. The conscience, the ability to know what is good and what is bad and to practice it. Religion kills that part of we human beings. So I'm going to say this quick. Another statement I made on Facebook, another assertion that I'm going to make is, you cannot be religious and be smart at the same time. That sounds fun. You cannot be religious and smart at the same time. And someone will say, what do you mean? I'm religious. I go to church every Sunday. I go to church every weekend, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday. I go to church 5 days a week and I'm smart. Oh, no, sir. You're not. You can't be smart. You can't be religious and be smart. No, you don't work like that. So this is why I said that. Religion deals with your mind. The religion deals with your mind, that place where you make decisions. Then your intellect, when we talk about smart, being smart talks about your intellect. Everything that has to do with your intellect, it is improved. Your intellect is your brain communicating with the world around you. Your brain communicating with the world around you. But when it comes to your mind communicates with things that are unseen. That is why when we go to bed, when you go to sleep, your mind goes to places. That is why when you're just by yourself, your mind you can be here and your mind is in Australia. But when it comes to intellect deals with your 5 senses. It deals with the things, only the things you can see. So what religion does is that religion blocks that ability for your mind to communicate with your intellect, because religion deals with the matters of the heart. You know, religion deals with the matters of the heart. So once your heart is being taken over by religion, your intellect is suspended. Why did I say your intellect is suspended? Because everything you know, why do you think in Africa, professors in universities, engineers, business people, you know, all kind of very smart people, they go to a church that is pastored by pretty much an illiterate, someone that never went to school? I'm going to tell you the reason. The reason is that your intellect is built, is improved by the things you see. That is the things you hear, the things you watch, the things you touch, the things you taste. All these things is how your intellect communicates with the world. Your intellect deals with the physical. But when it comes with your mind deals with things that are unseen. You know? So religion has to do with things that are unseen. And here's the kicker for you here. Everything you know in your brain, everything you know in your intellect, you have to process it through your mind for execution. That's why they say knowledge is one thing to have knowledge, but when knowledge is not practiced, when knowledge is not applied, is it knowledge is power? No, knowledge that is applied becomes power. You can know everything. Why do you have professors of economics Professors in business administrators, they are not multi-millionaires. Why are professors that teach people about economics, why are professors that teach people about business are not multi-millionaires? So you can know all you want. If your mind don't work with your brain to decide that this thing that I know, I'm going to apply it, nothing happens. So that now brings us to the point where, to make us understand that your mind supersedes your intellect. Your mind supersedes your knowledge. And what religion does is that religion don't go to your intellect. The religion don't work with your intellect. Religion work with your mind. So all you know, if your mind is not made up, nothing happens. So religion targets your heart. The pastors in Africa and pastors in America as well, everything they do is to convince you, is to make you make up your mind. It don't have to make sense to you. That's why they keep telling you that don't use your sense for what I'm telling you. Just do what I'm telling you. You see? So your mind is actually what controls your intellect. When your mind is in a safe place, your mind is not corrupted, then your knowledge can be applied to better yourself and better your world. So that is why I said, when you become religious, I said you cannot be religious and be smart at the same time. So the next point is going to be that, the next point that I'm going to talk about is this. When you become religious, you give up your intellect. I'm going to round up here with this that I said, but I'm going to say this. When you become religious, you give up your intellect. Why I said that is, when you become religious, no, I need to explain what being religious is. So there are two things, like I said in the beginning. There is religion, then there is relationship. Relationship is you having a relationship with God, you and God. But religion is you performing rituals for God to like you. Somebody said it clearly. Someone I know said it this way. Relationship is God reaching out to you. Relationship is God trying to reach out to you. But religion is you practicing different kinds of rituals, different kinds of practices, different kinds of activities trying to reach God. So the next part of this series, I'm going to go deeper about religion. And like I said, the next point is going to be, when you become religious, you give up your intellect. That is why people in Africa, though they are smart, but how is it that these pastors, these religious leaders, not just pastors now, they are religious leaders of different kind of religions in Africa. How is it that these religious leaders are able to hoodwink the people, are able to hoodwink, is that the word? Are able to deceive the people, are able to manipulate the people, that they lose their senses and do things that don't make sense. For example, as I round up here, for example, have you heard that the coronavirus that is going on around now, that in South Korea, what made South Korea have such an explosion of coronavirus infection is because of a religious group. A religious group in South Korea, these people practice religion in such a way that they're crammed together in a place. I forgot how they said it, but because of their religious practices. So you understand what I'm saying now? When you are religious, you lose your intellect, you lose your common sense. So because of their religious practices, this virus was able to explode in South Korea. Go and check it out on the internet. Just type religious sect or religious or Christian body or explosion of South coronavirus in South Korea, whatever. Just go look it up and understand what I'm saying. So until I come to you again on the next part 2 of this video, I want you to keep watching this channel. Please share and let others know about it. I am your boy Sholls, and you're watching Culture Shock with Sholls. Bye.